It's time for the Art Connection of East Texas. The Art Connection of East Texas is sponsored by Valorosa Designs and Gallery in Tyler's Bergfeld Center. Now let's welcome your host and co-host of the Art Connection of East Texas, Nita Fran Ward and Cindy Trimble.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Art Connection of East Texas. I'm your host today, Cindy Trimble, as Miss Nita Fran is at her gallery in New Mexico. We do understand she may be calling in. With us today, our co-host is Brian Stone. Welcome.
Good morning. How is everybody this morning?
Well, we're glad to have you with us. And Sylvia Morse, thank you. She's doodling art as we speak. How are you today?
It's early.
You know, Sylvia, I do have to say you're always up in the middle of the night. You are truly the night owl, and we appreciate you having 1 hour of sleep and joining us this morning. Oh, thank you so much. Well, we would like to start off today. If anyone has any questions and want to call in and ask any questions, you can reach us here at 903-593-5822. Couple of community service announcements. We always like to start the day. Yesterday was Earth Day, and in honor of keeping Earth and America and Smith County beautiful, please remember that it's the Smith County Cleanup Month, and they are giving free passes to take your bulk items to the dump. And it's always appreciated to take it to the dump versus your neighbor's land. With that being said, moving on into the world of art, I think you had a couple of service announcements you wanted to share,
yes,
Mr. Brian.
Do. Thank you, Cindy. Athens Art Extravaganza Block Party is starting this afternoon at 4 p.m. in Athens, Texas. They're going to have wine tasting. You're going to be able to have food from Chick's Barbecue. So big things going on, and 211 Gallery is kicking off their Anything Goes exhibit. That's going to be exciting. I'll be there.
Anything goes. That's why you're there.
Yeah, I'll be there. I'll probably be drinking the wine and eating the barbecue. I'll be in the back lot doing that. Shout out also to Brenda Roberts. She's with the Winsboro Art League, and they had their Starry Night auction and fundraiser last weekend, and I hope they had a successful auction for their fundraiser.
Absolutely.
And of course, I always want to say hello to the Tyler Museum of Art and Chris Leahy and his gang over there.
Well, we'll have to have them on the show in upcoming episodes, so stay tuned for that too. We are very excited. Last week we had talked about the art of George Rodrigue. It is being featured at the Longview Museum of Art, and please take a moment to go and see this spectacular collection of art. His son Jacques actually goes through the whole story of his father. It's wonderful, and the show is actually going to be featured April 9th through June 25th, so be sure and go take advantage of that here in the East Texas area.
I have got to go see that Blue Dog over there, and that is going to be such a great little show over there.
Well, we're looking forward to having Jacques coming on with us as well. Sylvia, we're very excited to have you here, and I know that you're going to be featured at the Valorosa Design Center today. What are you going to be showing and demonstrating?
Well, first of all, thanks for having me. I'm going to be doing a copper and enamel demonstration all day, well, a couple hours there. I'll bring my torches in. I don't know how happy they'll be with
heating things up.
Get the fire department?
Have the fire department on standby.
Duly noted. Well, and at this time, we really look forward to having you tell a little bit more about your career and your stories. I know you came into the gallery just a few weeks ago when we were just chatting it up. I'm like, you have to come and talk to all of us. But before we do that, we would like to take a moment to all of our sponsors. Stephen Sluter, you're in my heart, especially. It is Testicular Cancer Awareness Month, and you are now cancer-free of that. And thank you for being our sponsor there at the Rose Spa. So if you need your hair and some lovely treatments done, go and see Stephen there at the Rose Spa. Last week we did have Brad Bergfeld of the Bergfeld Insurance Agency talking about how to protect your art and your valuables. So thank you. And always Gold Leaf Gallery and Valorosa Designs. You're such a valuable part of our community and the art world, and we really give you a special shout out and thank you. And with those shout outs, it's my boss, Larry Lott Interiors. Larry Lott, it's your birthday. I won't give the age, but happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Larry.
Happy birthday, Larry.
Well, wonderful. Well, we have just a few minutes before our commercial break. And, Sylvia, just very shortly, I'm kind of curious, who and how were you inspired in the world of art?
Well, We came back to Texas. Well, I lived in New York for 13 years with my son and I, and we just came back to Texas and just felt like here I am at home. I can finally do everything I've always wanted to do, and that would be pursuing a career in art. My son encouraged me to go to school and get a degree. My ultimate goal, though, with that, my focus is ceramics, but my ultimate goal is to teach vision-impaired students to work with clay. Because they're all about touch and feel, and it's just amazing what they can do. It's so inspiring. I get goosebumps when I see anybody working with clay with disabilities. It's just an amazing sight. So here I am at UT Tyler. This is my third year there with my focus in ceramics and small metals.
Well, I know we met recently at the gallery downtown, and we had that wonderful showing there, and that's where you and I really connected, and it was wonderful to see your art on display. And I was really touched how you have your sculpture, but also you tie into your jewelry making. And I know the one piece of art that I was noticing all of those details is how you even put the jewelry into your sculpture.
Yes, copper mainly, and I just have a connection with copper for some reason, and I do take the two mediums and put them together frequently, and just
yeah, I've seen some.
It completes them, I believe.
Beautiful stuff.
Thank you.
And I
so
love
much.
your jewelry too. You had many years of jewelry making, or in that watch and jewelry arena, and I'm always inspired by those touches of elegance that we get to wear and bejewel ourselves with. You have a nice touch with that, too.
Thank you. That all started back when I was 10 years old, when the telephone man gave me a huge piece of telephone cable. It was so heavy I couldn't even drag it home, basically. But I cut it open, and there's all these beautiful colors of wire inside, and I wire wrapped everything.
That was before wire wrapping was cool, right?
Yeah.
You were ahead of your time.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Well, how about that? Well, it's interesting you said that you got your inspiration as you came back to Texas, from New York and the big fast pace to kind of slow down. I feel myself that way coming back from Los Angeles to kind of slow down and do my writing, but I've yet to slow down. So I don't think you have either.
I haven't slowed down at all. Every day is jam-packed. But in New York, I just felt like it was sucking the creativity out of me, and I had to get away from there, yes. Because it's all work and no play there.
24/7.
Yeah, just to keep the roof over your head.
I'm sure.
Yeah, it's a great place to visit, and I go back often, but I wouldn't want to live there again. I'm so happy here.
Yeah, me too. I love my time in Los Angeles, a diversity of people and culture and information. And everybody's quite surprised you're coming back to Texas, but I'm so happy being home here in Tyler. So thank you all in the community for such a warm welcome home. And it's, I think, the friendliest people live here in Tyler.
How long have you been back, Cindy?
Well, I've actually been back in Texas since '96, but I've actually been back in Tyler just a year. And I've reached that age of like, wow, so many years have passed. Wow. And then yourself, have you left and came back too?
I did. I went off to Dallas for a while and came back in 1998 and been here ever since.
Isn't that interesting how our roots just kind of pull us back, always back to the roots?
I love this area. Always have.
Was it even in the watch industry? We had a watch with Ebell. It was BTR, back to the roots. You always go back to the roots and get those depths. Well, how wonderful that. We're going to be going to a commercial break here in a moment, so we just wanted to say thank you. Do tune into the new music that we have on our commercial breaks. It's by Starsteed, and they're a local musician band, and they're actually going to be an upcoming guest here on the show. So thank you for Starsteed, and we'll be back here in a moment. Art Connection of East Texas.
Way to go.
Yeah.
Set a new button for 97.5 FM, KTBB.
You've waited months to bring it home? A beautiful painting that still takes your breath away, and you have just the right place in mind to hang it. All that's missing is a custom frame, that final detail that ties it all together. Trust your artwork to Gold Leaf Gallery. With an eye for detail and a heart for artists, Gold Leaf Gallery offers custom framing and personalized service. Gold Leaf Gallery in the French Quarter in Tyler. Framing by artists for artists. GoldLeafGallery.com.
A fire in your home or business is nothing you ever planned on. But it is something you can plan for by calling on the fire and water cleanup and restoration specialists at ServPro of Tyler at 903-561-0168. That's where you'll find a team of professionals who are committed to help you develop a plan to make sure you're ready for whatever happens. With an emergency-ready profile from Serpro of Tyler, you'll take confidence in knowing that when the things that matter most are on the line, they will too, because you can't keep fire damage from taking control of your home or business. But with an emergency-ready profile, you can make sure it doesn't take control of your life. So before fire or water damage strikes, make sure you're ready for whatever happens with Serpro of Tyler at 903-561-0168. That's 903-561-0168. And find us online at serprotyler.com, helping make fire and water damage like it never even happened.
Franchises are independently owned and operated.
I've been asked on a couple of occasions, what does estate grown mean? Hi, Paul Gleiser here. Well, it's simple. It means that every single drop in a bottle of wine produced by a winery comes from grapes grown right there. Here's the thing about the wine industry. The big brand name wines that you see on every store shelf are made from grapes that the winemaker buys. Produce from multiple vineyards is blended in order to produce wine. The goal is consistency. Character comes second. At Keepersol, however, character is everything. And that comes from making the most of what nature provides you from grapes grown on your own vines, on your own land. That's what we mean by estate grown, and that's why Keepersol is proud of the fact that it's the largest estate winemaker in Texas. What all this means can only be understood by tasting, for which you have a standing invitation at the Keepersol Winery. Go south on Broadway to FM 344, left under the bridge a mile and a half to the Keepersol entrance gate on your left, and then follow the signs. Learn more at keepersol.com. The Affordable Care Act, commonly known as Obamacare, just had its 6th birthday, and there have never been more questions about it. Hi, this is Paul Gleiser. Say what you will, good or bad, about the law, one thing is certain: it's had a profound impact on buying health insurance, most especially for employers with company health plans. This is an area in which you should never go it alone. You need expert help, and the professionals at Hibbs Hallmark & Company are here to provide it, just as they do for me. There are 3 things to consider. 1 is providing your employees with the best coverage that you can. 2nd is doing so in a way that your company can afford. And 3rd is complying with a complicated law filled with complicated regulations. Hibbs Hallmark & Company has an entire team devoted to helping employers accomplish these 3 things. They will help you. If your health coverage is up for renewal, a visit with Hibbs Hallmark & Company will be an excellent investment of your time. Hibbs Hallmark & Company, you'll find them online at hibbshallmark.com.
Tackle your toughest chores this spring with John Deere equipment from Ag Power. Right now, get a 3032E compact tractor for only $13,099, including the best-in-class 6-year powertrain warranty. With John Deere, you know you'll get the best features at the best value. John Deere was first in the Texas fields, and now they're on the field as the official tractor of the Texas Rangers. And Ag Power is proud to be a participating dealer. Stop by today or visit agpower.com.
Offer ends 5/2/16. Terms, conditions, exclusions, and warranty limitations apply. See dealer for details.
Your only local news radio, 97.5 KTBB FM.
Good morning. We're back with the Art Connection of East Texas, and we are honored to have our beautiful and talented Sylvia Morse with us. As we all know, in the world of art, the famous artisan Prince passed away, and Sylvia was just showing me some art that she's doing in a commemoration. Can you talk a little bit about that, Sylvia?
It's a swirly ceramic piece. It will eventually be a wall piece. It's about 3 foot by 3 foot, and the day that I started glazing it was the day that we lost Prince, and so I just happened to have an amethyst colored glaze, and so it's an underglaze. So I just started working on that. So it's like I was channeling Prince that day. I actually wore purple, and this was all before I even heard the news. So
isn't that interesting? Purple Rain. Well, I know that you had spoke that in the world of a lot of artists are inspired by different artists. And I asked you that question yesterday, and you said, I look at art, but I try not to be, I don't take it in. You know, it's like I have my own expression of art. Can you speak to that, please?
Well, what I try to do is I get inspiration from all over. And I love to look at art, but I look at different mediums. And I get inspiration from a lot of it is instinctive. I wake up in the middle of the night designing jewelry, designing ceramic pieces, and so I don't get a lot of sleep because this is
What's your passion?
It is my
Which
passion.
sets you on fire. And
I do the
It
same
really
thing.
does.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, it wakes me up at night. Some idea comes into my head, and I just want to kind of act on it. But
Yeah, you want to run down to
But I
the
also
studio
like
and get
sleep.
working. And yeah, it's really exciting for me to have the studios that we have at UT Tyler. They're just amazing, and we have 24/7 access. So for people like me, and there's lots of us out there, we just want to work all night long. And so it's there, and we do it.
That's great.
It's so much fun.
Burning the midnight oil.
Yes.
and you're young too. That helps.
Yeah, I've noticed that myself.
That's so funny.
Well, and then I noticed you mentioned too, like, who inspired you in your family? We talk about a lot that, a lot of this time the art starts, in the childhood. Did it start for you as a child?
I started wire wrapping when I was 10 years old, but I've always been into something creative. Yes, from a very early age, I've always had my hands in something, constantly creating.
Now, was it your aunt that had an art studio?
My aunt, yes, my aunt had an art gallery in Bal Harbor, Florida, back when I was a teenager.
Ooh.
Yeah, and she has some wonderful stories of artists that she's met and had to chauffeur around and intimate conversations, and it was always fun to hear. Just going to her house is like visiting a gallery.
Oh, isn't that wonderful?
Yes.
Now, your son, I understand, is also dripping in talent.
He is dripping in talent. That kid, we just have to
That's
get
so
lucky.
cool. Yeah, I've
Both
heard
of us
it.
just have to
Yeah.
get lucky. Speaking of my son, there's this summer at TJC, we have the summer art camps, and this will be our 4th year to be involved with the art camps. My son is also a teacher there, and he is actually doing darkroom photography, a darkroom photography camp, and it is so much fun. The kids actually take their own pictures using real film. They develop and print the pictures. And also he's got a new camp this year teaching watercolors and acrylic painting, but he also does comic book art and pen, ink, and charcoal.
And how old is he?
He's 27.
Oh, yeah.
there.
Yeah, he's in his prime.
Now, see, when I was at TJC, we did that film developing, and I still love those pictures because you could control that process,
Oh,
and I
yeah.
love taking photography.
It's a
I
lot
did
of
a
fun.
lot of black and white back in the 70s, and I always wanted a dark room. And, now I don't even know with the digital kind of thing going on that you even, get into a dark room, but that's interesting.
Yeah,
It's like
we
the
have.
Dark Ages.
Hopefully, we have one more year with
Yeah.
that dark room. I believe they were going to pull it out of TJC and put some other classrooms there.
Yeah, I
But
still got some
hopefully-
old 35 millimeter cameras that, take the old film. I don't know.
Well, Sylvia, I'm curious too, with all of the art that's around you everywhere, where have you shown some of your art?
Well, I've got a couple of pieces in the Main Street Gallery downtown, and then also we have the 2016 juried student exhibition at the Meadows Gallery. That show actually opens up this Thursday, 6
How long?
p.m.
Okay.
and it'll be there through July 29th.
Oh, that's a good long run.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
And then, I don't know, Brian, do you want to talk about Beauty in the Box?
I know, I'm curious about this.
Oh,
you
know,
both have pieces
both
that
have-
are...
Oh,
Talk.
really?
Okay, what is Beauty in the Box? Because not everybody knows.
I didn't know. I didn't see where they announced it yet, but
Hey,
I've
surprise.
got my email.
I did get an email.
Okay, so we're
Yes,
in.
I
Talk
actually-
about it.
Yeah.
So this is the beautification of Tyler, and
Yes.
this is the electric boxes in
Electric
Tyler. They're
boxes.
going to be painted. Are there 10 in the community?
I think there's 12.
Okay, there's 12.
Originally going to do.
How many artists submitted artwork for their art to be painted onto these electric boxes?
Thousands of us.
There
Oh,
are thousands of us in the community.
And we have two here that have actually won the opportunity
Right.
to
I
be in the
actually
final.
have two. They picked two, and one of them was a commission, a tiger that I did for a sweet lady that I know, an old friend, and it was her birthday present. And they're going to have that one. I can't wait to find out what corner they're going to put these on so that we can kind of,
Well, they're
tell
all going to
everybody.
be in the downtown area.
Okay.
Okay, so that is our arts district.
Yeah.
So they'll be around there beautifying that area. Mine is actually a photograph, a real photograph
Really?
of my azaleas.
Okay, and they are not just azaleas; they are like angelic azaleas. They're gorgeous.
Yeah.
Do you have a green thumb too?
I do have a green thumb. Just don't have enough hours in the day to show you that.
Yeah, I love gardening. And, God, my peppers are doing good. My tomatoes are doing good. All my stuff. I love gardening.
Well, when we lived in New York, we were in Long Island for a while, and the earth there is so rich. And my son and I planted a garden. Everything we planted grew, and it didn't just grow. It flourished, and it was just, we had an abundance, and I had a pot of sauce going all summer long with everything from the garden. It was amazing.
Okay, now I'm getting hungry. It is rather early.
Yeah, it all has to do with that soil. I'll tell you what, soil.
Yeah, it was amazing.
The thing.
Wow. Well, and so you're still currently a full-time student at UT Tyler, and you were once involved in the beautification process of Tyler. I know we're going to have to go to a commercial break here in a minute, but that's such a great story. I do want to share a little bit more about that.
Okay.
How did you get involved in that? Because we do have a couple minutes.
Well, I was a business owner, and I was a member of the Chamber of Commerce, and I was on the beautification committee for them.
And that was 1986?
Yeah, it was in the 80s. I was just about 12 years old.
What?
That's like a year before. 12. That's the year before I moved to Los Angeles. But this is the mural that's right there on Loop 323 across from Robert E. Lee.
Yes,
Yeah.
my
Correct?
project.
I remember that.
Yeah, well, my project was the original, the very first mural.
Before
And
the graffiti?
Yes.
Or after the
Well,
graffiti?
Yeah, when we had all the graffiti on the, it was just,
Yeah, I remember
it was
that.
obscenities. I mean, you would drive by and be like,
Yeah,
really?
what is this?
This is awful. Small town Tyler, you people need to grow up.
So
No.
what did you do? You rallied
Well,
the community around you.
Yes, I'm from Miami, and in Miami we have murals everywhere, and it's a proven fact that people respect art, and so I introduced or brought my idea to the committee, and the first year they kind of blew me off. But then the next year I brought it to them again, and they asked me, is that something you'd like to take on personally? And I jumped on it, and in 3 weeks we had that mural painted. And everything, I had the whole city chipped in and donated all the paints, and
remember
just
that. I
everybody
remember
worked
about
together. It was a fabulous thing. And back when we had a K2IL radio station, they were there helping me. And we ran out of paint, and they put a cry for paint on the radio, and cars were lined up dropping off gallons of paint, and and the kids were just amazing. The kids made the magic happen.
Well, it
And
is. And kids do make the magic happen, and they're
Yeah.
always such an inspiration.
They were amazing.
And you gave them something positive to do, and I think if we can learn to, transmute our energies into something positive, what a great opportunity.
For everybody that's lived here all this time, if you notice, there's no more graffiti on that wall.
There isn't. There
They're
really
They're pretty
isn't.
roses
And it's held
now.
up pretty good, too.
Yeah.
Well, that's wonderful. Well, we are going to be going to a commercial break here, Art Connection of East Texas. As we come back, if you have any questions for Sylvia, Brian, or myself, please give us a call here at 903-593-5822. Thank you.
Search KTBB in the App Store. It's free for iPhone and Android thanks to Tyler Ford.
As a family-owned business, the Bergfeld Insurance Agency values treasured heirlooms. The agency has been passed down through generations, so they understand the importance of ensuring family history. Trust the Bergfeld Agency to insure your collectible art and precious jewels. Homeowner policies may not cover your collection, so call today for a free quote. They're an independent agency offering customized policies from multiple carriers for home, auto, RV, and business. BergfeldAgency.com.
Are you looking for the next open door in your career? Then let Brailsford Personnel help.
I was new to the area and needed to find the staffing agency that would place me in the perfect job. Brailsford Personnel did just that. Each individual net office gave me the royal treatment and made me feel like a part of their family.
Contact Brailsford Personnel about the next step in your career today. Visit brailsfordpersonnel.com or call 903-561-2996.
Find the next step in your career with Brailsford Personnel. Online at brailsfordpersonnel.com.
There are several things that are distinctive about American Plumbing Company.
That's Milton Vanderpool, master plumber and owner of American Plumbing Company of Tyler.
Number one is the quality of people that work there. Our staff is friendly, they're very accommodating, our men are well trained, And so they come prepared with years and years of experience where they can diagnose a problem quickly.
When you call American Plumbing Company, you can have confidence in the work they do.
The integrity of the worker is really critical. Certainly our men have seen just about everything. Our workers at American Plumbing Company will do what they say they're going to do, and they're not going to take shortcuts which end up costing the customer money in the long run.
American Plumbing Company, serving all of East Texas for nearly 30 years. American Plumbing is fully insured and is an A-plus accredited business with the Better Business Bureau. Repairs, installation, and 24-hour emergency service. American Plumbing Company, online at apctyler.com. American Plumbing Company, license number M10861.
If you've ever hired a contractor to do construction, build out, or remodel work at your business, chances are the job wound up going over budget and taking too long. Hi, Paul Gleiser here. You know, we kind of just know that's going to happen. I know I did. Right up until Caliber Associates came in and did a complete makeover of our offices and studios here at KTBB. It was miraculous. Caliber Associates arrived when they said they'd arrived. They were finished when they said they'd be finished, actually a couple of days early. And I was never asked for an additional dime. That was 2 years ago. Recently, we updated our entrance with a beautiful glass front. Job quoted, job done. Amazing. If you own or run a business and need construction or remodel work done, you owe it to yourself, your shareholders, and your employees to let Caliber Associates bid the job. Call me, and I'll be glad to show you the work they did for us. Caliber Associates. You'll find them online at CALIBERGC.com. Caliber Associates, online at calibergc.com.
The happy song makes me happy. Hey, you and I need to hang sometime. Remember how you said you liked Steph earlier? Smiley face.
These are the final text messages sent before deadly car crashes. What you have to say may seem important, but it's not worth your life. Don't let your phone drive you. Talk or text later. Talk, text, crash. Brought to you by TxDOT.
She's 11, and this is her. Aren't you even going to ask me what's wrong, Mom? Don't you care? Well, so you know, nothing is wrong. I'm fine. How about a little space, okay? So I was wondering, is there a vaccine for that?
There's no vaccine for drama, but there's one for HPV that helps prevent cervical cancer. Ask your doctor about all the recommended vaccines for your preteen. Visit ImmunizeTexas.com. A message from the Texas Department of State Health Services.
Support the folks that support us. Search the advertiser directory at ktbb.com. ktbb.com. Hosted by Group M7.
Good morning. We are back with the Art Connection of East Texas. I'm your host today, Cindy Trimble, here in the studio with our guest artist Sylvia Morse and Brian Stone. Brian, I know that you and Sylvia have a great working rapport in the art community, and I think you have some questions for her.
Yes, I do. I understand that you've got workshops that you put together, and I just kind of heard about that, and I wondered if you would speak a little bit about that.
Well, yes, with our good friends, Kelly Holmes and Don Hendrickson in Canton at the Artburn Studio. They've got a great little studio space, and actually today they're having Earth Day festivities, so you can go down, and actually the whole town is involved.
Earth Day,
so cool.
celebrate the earth, keep it beautiful.
And everything, all of the projects they're doing are with recycled goods, and
oh, wonderful.
They're melting Coke bottles and doing all kinds of great stuff. Yeah.
Cool. What do you do with a melted Coke bottle?
They're making flowers. It's amazing what they're doing.
Coke flowers?
Yes.
How do you melt a Coke bottle? Just
with the
it's like you're blowing. Well, it's like you're blowing glass
and a heat gun. You know, they melt pretty quick.
Do they?
Oh yeah, pretty quick.
Huh.
Oh, now that's worth a trip to Canton to go and see.
It is.
And it's not that far.
I might have to
and
try
they
that.
are the greatest people. You'll fall in love with them immediately. But, I work with them and do some workshops there. And I teach different jewelry making classes, also the copper and enamel. The copper and enamel is my passion, so I want to share that with everyone.
Now you do some arty parties. What are the arty parties? That sounds like fun.
Yeah, well, and basically for grown-ups, get together. You know how they do like the Pinot's palette with the wine, and so I'll come to you with my torches and my copper, and come to your party, and everybody will make something, and it's just a lot of fun, and they can drink and have a good old time.
Vino involved.
There you go.
Vino and fire.
Yes. I do have a disclaimer. You know, I'm not responsible for any damage to their homes. No.
One question, when are you over there, and when do you do your workshops so that people kind of check in?
Well, right now it's the end of the semester, and so we are overwhelmed with getting all of our work done and finals coming up and everything. So right now I am just all about school. May 5th, I am free.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
I am free to just go all over the place and do demos and workshops. And so I'll be there next month in May doing that.
Well, we loved having you at the Spring Fling there at the Bergfeld Center, and thank you so much for being a part of that. It was a great success with everyone turning out.
Thank you for having me. It was really a fun time.
Well, it's been fun really connecting with all the artisans here in town.
And it was busy.
It was, for sure.
A lot of people showed up for the Spring Fling.
I heard we're still playing some of Erin Kinsey's music. She just loves us and can't be without us, I guess. We love having her around here, too. Yeah. Well, and I know that this past week at TJC you had the cast of Cats and you did the makeup, and that's not normally your forte, but you surprised me when I saw that artwork on those beautiful faces.
I had a fabulous crew. Again, it was my son, Michael Morse, and his girlfriend, Laura DeRamo. They drove up here from Austin the night before. They got here at midnight. We went in there and had 2 other artists in town that joined us, and we made it happen. And they were beautiful. They loved us.
How many faces and how fast?
There were 44 faces that we did in 15 minutes.
Wow.
How many artists did that?
And there were 5 of us.
That's rocking.
Yeah,
Coming
that
from
was
a makeup
rocking.
artist, I'm telling you, that's rocking. And to the degree of what you did that art, it was phenomenal. It looked like New York City.
Yes, it was Broadway.
Cats.
Yes.
I love cats.
Okay, I think we have a caller on the line. Oh, it's Ms. Nita. Ms. Nita's joining us from New Mexico. Hi, Nita. Good morning.
Good morning. Well, actually, Cindy, are you there?
We are here. Can you hear us?
Oh, yes. I've been listening to you. You sound great. And I'm very impressed, Sylvia, with all that makeup in such a little bit of time.
Thanks, Nita.
Now, I think you had a question for Sylvia.
I did. I wanted to ask her what she's going to be demonstrating when she goes into Valorosa this afternoon.
Well, I'm actually using my demo time to work on a really big copper enamel project. So I'm using 2x2 inch squares of copper, and I'm enameling them all different. And it's going to end up to be like a 4 foot by 4 foot piece when I get it all together. And so it's
that'll be quite an installation, won't it?
Can't wait. And so all of this time, like the time that forces me to actually work on my project, and I'm all excited about it. And I'm going to bring a bunch of pieces that I already have made for it, just to show as well.
Good. Well, I want y'all to talk about you being there and people coming in. And also, we had the great big chandelier from the guy that makes Valone glass. And he installed it yesterday.
Is it one of the students of Chihuly?
Yes, he is.
Oh, so you have a new chandelier in the studio?
It's in the window. It was finished up last night about 7 o'clock.
I saw it
so
this morning.
Please go by and see it. Good morning, Brian.
Yeah, Anita.
Hi, darling. Well, y'all have fun. I know you're doing great. Chris said you're doing fabulous. So proud of you. See you when I get back.
All right. Have a safe trip home.
Thanks, Nita.
Bye-bye.
Travel safe.
Bye, darling.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So, really that does lead to a good question. Can you tell us a little bit more about this process? You're obviously copper and fire.
I love fire.
You're like a phoenix here.
And also I love beating on the copper. It's one way I get out any frustrations that I may have.
Yeah, you can form.
I do form it and texture it and do all kinds of things. I won't be doing much of that in the gallery today, but I do on the side. And really it just relieves you of any frustrations you may have by beating it, and then you're making a beautiful form out of it too. So, yeah, it's really stress relieving and beautiful at the same time.
So the different sculptures and the jewelry making, and you said really you love this copper enameling process. Can you talk a little bit about this copper enamel? Like a lot of people may not know what that is.
Actually, it's torch-fired enamels. A lot of people use a kiln to fire them, but I have so much more control over the enamel and the colors. And it's not a perfect science, so it took a lot of trial and error to get the colors as vibrant as I like to get them.
They almost look antiqued when you're looking through them, like you found on a sunken ship.
So you're basically using a torch to kind of keep the heat up.
Yeah, and it's so fun to watch the magic happen. So the enamels are a powdered glass. It's glass that's been ground down into a fine powder.
I didn't know that.
And you sprinkle it on and layer it on, and then I take a tool and I kind of like draw in it while I have the torch going. So it's kind of a hot few seconds of working, just putting a design into it. It's just so much fun, and it's just beautiful. But watching the magic from the powder to where it's a wet molten glass is
like
just
alchemy. You're a magician.
Oh yeah, I love it.
So what's next for you in your career? Where do you go from here?
Well, then there's art camps this summer, back to school in the fall. Just keep on going.
When are you graduating from school? When does this?
I hope in another year and a half. I had one semester I took off because of an accident.
So you'll have your bachelor's degree?
I'll have a Bachelor of Fine Arts. That's what I'm working on.
But and I appreciate the fact too. You said I came back into Texas and I went back to school. When I was in high school here at John Tyler, my father decided to go back to school. And while we were in school, he was in school, went back to North Texas and got that Master's of Fine Art. So I think some of us artists, we blossom at a later stage in life.
I've always been a late bloomer.
But we do eventually bloom, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I was just reading something about Kentucky Fried Chicken, and Colonel Sanders didn't even start until he was 65. And that's how Colonel Sanders got.
And what a legacy.
You're never too old to go back to school, and I am not the oldest one at school, trust me. There's lots of people my age and older.
Well, they say too, when we stop learning is when we start dying. So, life is that creative flow, and to always, edge us on to new endeavors. So, Brian, do you have any upcoming fun things that you're working on too?
Well, I'm doing some restoration work at the shop where my boys put me on special projects, which is restoring a couple of Camaros. So that's been taking my time, and I won't go into the two things on my forehead because I've been really physically beat up. I've run into some pillars and posts and things. So
art of warfare.
At least you didn't have to have stitches.
I know it. I was crying the other day. It hurt so bad.
Oh my gosh.
Well, we're so happy to have everybody in here today. Do everyone please make note to come to the Valarosa Gallery there at the Bergfeld Shopping Center. We're so excited that Sylvia is going to be doing such a demonstration again today from 1 to 3. And we are very excited. We're going to be going to another commercial break, and we'll be wrapping it up here at the Art Connection of East Texas.
Hey, Tyler, Longview, it's your friend Sean Hannity here. Join me weekday afternoons 2 to 5, right after Rush, on your only local news radio, 97.5 KTBB FM.
Hello, this is Stephen Sluter from the Rose Spa in the Cascades. The month of April is known in the cancer community as Testicular Cancer Awareness Month. Since I am a testicular cancer survivor and this subject hits close to home, we're doing a fundraiser to give to charity. During the month of April, all the proceeds from any hair treatment will be donated to the Lance Armstrong Live Strong Foundation. Join us in giving back to the cancer community by booking your hair treatment now.
My name's Ronnie, and I lost my arms in June of 2004.
A lineman for the local electric company, Ronnie spent 45 days in the hospital after a power line accident took both his arms. With a lot of effort and dedication, he learned to use prosthetic limbs. 18 months later, with the support of his employer, Ronnie went back to work.
It felt good for me to be able to go back and be with the guys that I work with.
As his employer's workers' comp provider, Texas Mutual Insurance Company is proud we could help Ronnie get back to his job. But what means even more is that we could help him get back to his life.
I like fishing. I can take the boat out by myself. I do drive my truck. I do hunt and fish. Even after 11 years, Texas Mutual still calls and checks on me and seeing if I need anything. Without Texas Mutual, I wouldn't be where I'm at today.
Texas Mutual is committed to working with employers to help get injured employees back on the job and back to their lives. To learn more about our return to work programs, go to WorkSafeTexas.com.
Hi, John Bass from Major's Pharmacy. Woo, son, come see us at Major's Pharmacy, because, brother, they got it all. When you don't feel well and need a prescription filled quickly, the chain pharmacies will make you wait. Major's Pharmacy won't. Bring your prescription to Major's Pharmacy, and in most cases, they'll fill it and have you on your way in 15 minutes or less. Major's Pharmacy accepts most major insurance plans. Major's Pharmacy, South Broadway at Shelley Drive, across from Wagner Cadillac, and online at majorspharmacy.com.
Hi, Bill Coates. I wear 2 hats here at KTBB at ESPN Radio. One of those hats is talk show host. The other is salesperson. It's while wearing that second hat that I want to talk to you about your printing. As much as the internet has changed how we sell, it's nevertheless true that how we look and function in print has a material impact on how well we succeed. That's why the management here counts on Hudson Printing and Graphics for our sales collateral material. Hudson Printing is indispensable. We know that in a competitive environment, the impression that we create in print can make the critical difference. Hudson Printing helps us win that battle for a good first impression. Their graphic design staff, together with the latest digital color printing technology, creates sales material that looks great and delivers our story, all at a price that makes sense in a cost-conscious business environment. To be your best, you need to look your best. Hudson Printing and Graphics can help. You'll find them online at hudsonprint.com. Hudson Printing and Graphics. Join Ingersoll Rand, East Texas Trophies, and the school districts of Tyler, Lindale, Chapel Hill, White House, Winona, and ARP for the 2015-2016 22nd Annual Teacher of the Month program. The Teachers of the Month of April include Liz Henna from Lindale's Early Childhood Center, Angie Greer from Chapel Hill's Wise Elementary Fine Arts Magnet School, Laura Dacus from ARP Junior High, Diane Cooper from Winona Middle School, and the White House High School Teacher of the Year, Sarah Ward. They all receive plaques from East Texas Trophies on Front Street in Tyler, and the Teachers of the Year will be recognized in May and June. These honors are from the over 2,000 employees of Ingersoll Rand, making high-efficiency, reliable, trained, and American standard heating and air conditioning units for your home or office. From East Texas Trophies, and from your friends at your local News Radio 97.5 FM KTBB and ESPN East Texas 92.1 FM.
Take us with you on your smartphone or iPad. Search KTBB in the App Store. Sponsored by Tyler Ford.
And we are back. The Art Connection of East Texas here with Brian Stone and Sylvia Morse. We are having fun, and I hope you are too. We thank you sincerely for listening. Do tune in to our Facebook page, and we do also have our website, the ACET website, that's going to be coming up. Brian Stone has been working very hard behind the scenes on getting some of that to further connect our connections here in the East Texas area. I do want to speak a little bit, Sylvia, because you are so talented in so many different arenas. We spoke about your copper enameling, but also this mixed metal. And I've seen where the mixed metal comes into play with your sculpture, but also the jewelry making. So let's talk about that.
Well, I do all kinds of jewelry making, wire wrapping mainly. Is really where my passion is in that area. But in the small metals, I do also work with copper, and I use a oxyacetylene torch when it's really hot and can melt copper. And so I texture it, and then I get the torch on it and light it on fire and watch it melt, and it creates its own art. It just becomes,
that's cool.
Yeah, it comes alive. And then I find wood scraps and I set them on fire, and then I mount the melted copper to the burned up wood and create sculptures from that.
I have some burned up wood at my old house from 1897 that went afire, so maybe you can help me recycle some of that. I've got some fun little art projects in my own mind.
That would be so much fun.
And you're coming with me to the land tomorrow, aren't
you,
Brian?
I hope so. I'd like to.
Okay. Well, we got some fun art projects down there too, but you're really inspiring me, all these artisans. I'm like, ooh, I'm going to go express myself in new ways too.
Well, the last question I have for Sylvia is, how do you get those ribbons of clay to stay in place?
Well, pretty much it's defying gravity. And with clay is very heavy, And you have to really have a feel for the clay, and it's just magical when I get my hands in it. I can do things that people like wonder, like, how did you do that? And that's what I want to leave you with, is questioning, like, how did this happen?
You have to see it.
Yeah, it's just knowing, like, when
the right moment.
Yeah, how far I can push it before it collapses. And so that's one thing I don't want to happen. And so I just work with it, talk to it, sing.
Talk to the rocks.
Yeah.
And the magic just happens. It just is amazing to me. I amaze myself when I'm doing it. It just, it's
that
like,
is so cool.
I just sit there and I go, wow.
Yeah, exactly. Stop.
Yeah. But it's that beauty of creation, you know, the day by day and the little by little and that unfolding of it, just like that Tyler rose that blossoms petal by petal.
Yes.
Well,
beautiful.
And Brian, I know you've been working very hard on the ACET website. Could you tell the community what we're gearing up for so they know what to stay tuned to?
Well, actually, I haven't been doing the physical part of it. We've got Nita's oldest son is doing the work on the website, and I think he's getting close to having that thing ready to launch.
So what happens when it launches? I mean, there's going to be a call to really connect people to the website?
It really is something that we've been kind of visioning, is everybody getting connected in East Texas and being able to market and take their work to a different level.
Well,
Not just in shows and things like that, but being able to be a part of a community of artists that, you know, feed off each other and get better ideas.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's going to be something really, really spectacular.
Well, it's everything like art as a vision. We're starting with this vision, and I think even from the design standpoint, as we're doing this interior design work and looking at some of the art, some of the pieces that have gone through and some construction here in town, we have a wealth of artisans here. We don't have to go afar. There's no better there than here. Here we are, right?
And I think we're trying to make Tyler and maybe the Bergfeld Center as an art destination. And I think people out there, especially when I started a couple of years ago, I was like, what do I do? I got all this stuff, and what do I do? You know, where do I put my paintings?
What are the processes so that we can help other artisans that are stepping in and make it easier for the next generation?
Well, there's also Mayor Hines' vision, the innovation pipeline that's happening right now.
Mm-hmm.
They're creating art space and...
What's going on with that? Tell us.
What's happening on that?
You seem to have the beat on that.
Well, I'm trying to get involved. I would love to work there, Mayor.
Yeah, have a spot
Mr.
there.
Mayor, please. It's downtown near the train depot.
Okay.
They're renovating 2 huge buildings. There'll be welding facilities. There'll be a soundproof room for doing video and music recording. There'll be a ceramics area. There'll be a metals area. There'll be 3D printers.
It's so exciting what's happening downtown Tyler. It's pendulums coming the other way.
And this is really happening. And there's a lot of giving people in this community that have helped financially to get the ball rolling on this. So hopefully soon.
Oh, yeah.
Soon.
Yeah.
And
that's a great place that's needed to be developed for a long time.
Well, its time has come.
Yeah.
And I know even at the Bergfeld Center, it's such a historical destination, but you speak to now making it an art destination also.
Yeah, I
which
think
is
that's
wonderful.
the goal. I think that really is. And Tyler needs to be on the map as an artisan, you know, great people here, great local artist.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know how if you build it, they will come.
Yeah.
I believe
Field of
that's the
dreams.
mayor's vision with the innovation pipeline. So he's building it so artists, it'll bring people into Tyler that are interested in the arts and
that's what it
want
takes.
to support the arts.
Well, we even heard that story from Brad Bergfeld last week of, you know, the vision of his forefathers, you know, building the brick roads and building the city around the Bergfeld Center so that people would then have a place to come and shop. So it's all step by step in that process of art and all that we do.
We got Beverly Abel down there at the Main Street Gallery that really
Hi, Beverly. We look forward to having her
done
come.
an awesome job, her and Amanda.
She's amazing. She really really is.
Love those people.
Well, we thank everyone for all of their efforts into the community and helping keep the community beautiful and alive and being able to tell our stories. And Anita Fran, we give you a special shout out too, because as you've come home to Tyler, you've really created a format for all of us to reach new levels as you have aspired to do and successfully done there in New Mexico. Thank you for bringing that platform home here to us. We are about to wrap up the show for today here at the Art Connection of East Texas. Stay tuned to Facebook and do come on down to the Bergfeld Center and come and see Sylvia in person. I think it's really interesting how you have this giant scale of 4 foot by 4 foot down to these teeny tiny jewelry pieces. So, that alone within its art, it's kind of like me playing a tuba and a flute, diversity.
It's going to be cool.
I know. Well, we thank everyone here, Art Connection of East Texas. Next week we will have Hideaway Lake, and there are ladies and gentlemen coming and spokesperson to share about all the art hidden away at that lake out there yonder way.
They have a great little league out there.
Sweet.
Yes, well, we thank you, Art Connection of East Texas. Stay tuned next week, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks so much.
Bye-bye.
Your only local news radio is now on FM. Set a button for 97.5 KTBB FM.